Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in to Bluegrass Home and Garden TV. Art Hubbard of Hubbard Mechanical is with us. Once again, we are rounding out our final recipe for our summer grilling, smoking, black stoning recipes, depending on what you have.
Yep.
So last time, that was fantastic and super crazy easy, but what do you, this actually looks pretty easy so far.
This actually might be easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's literally just shrimp, kielbasa kabobs.
Okay,
Yeah.
easy peasy, we like that.
Yeah.
Simplicity is key. I think that's why so many of us gravitate as soon as we can get those grills going,
Yeah.
doing so much cooking outside, because it's less cleanup.
Yep.
And lots of times it's just easier. And I always find too, a lot of times with the grilling type recipes, it's just more real food. I did, not that other food isn't real, but a lot of it's less processed.
Yeah.
I mean, not all of it, but we seem to eat a little bit healthier at times when we can utilize the grill and stuff.
Tends to be in ingredients with fewer, or whatever you're doing, it has fewer ingredients into it. So when it has fewer ingredients, it's more, it's simple, it's basic. It doesn't have all the junk in it. So.
Yeah. All right. So, we're just, you're just going to do this?
Yeah, literally, you just kind of get there and you have olive oil, have your favorite barbecue rub. I kind of like doing like a citrus one, so I got like a mojo citrus one. And then I just put it in there, and when you put it, you make sure you pre-wet the skewers, that way they don't burn. So I have metal ones as well, but those obviously won't burn, but they get hot when you're operating with them.
I've never thought about this.
Yeah, yeah, you soak them in water, that way they don't flare up on you. But this one won't, because it's such a quick grill.
Quick cook.
Yeah.
Now you could probably do a spin on this with chicken.
Uh-huh.
Or other types of seafood, like maybe like a scallops or something, right?
Yeah, the only thing is when you're using something with a shrimp, if you're going to use chicken and shrimp, you have to pre-cook it.
Yeah.
Because this is all pre-cooked. Like you can eat this raw, or not really raw, but out of the bag.
Yeah.
And so when you do that, you're just really heating it up.
Right. So if you utilize chicken or scallops or something like that, you're going to have to be a little bit more cognizant of like the time and everything. All right. Well, we'll be back here in just a few, and we'll let him start skewing. Thanks for keeping it here, Art.
Yep.
Sorry, that was my happy dance about food.
Yeah.
It sometimes just
It's gonna be yummy.
comes out. I was eating the other day, and somebody's like, "You just did a happy dance," because I was like,
Yeah. I have some family members that actually hum when they're eating, when they're so happy. Like Yep.
"I like food."
Yep. Me
All right.
too.
Let's get cooking.
All right. All you're doing is some people, they'll put the rub and stuff all over the kielbasa, whatever you're doing. I like the way the kielbasa tastes by itself, so what I do is I just put the olive oil on there. Just kind of, once you lay the shrimp out, you got to pat dry it, and then you put the oil on it. So then you put the rub and you just mix it all together. And what that does is that will allow it to all just like stick together and get all the flavor you can get. So it's literally just as simple. I mean, you can measure. I think like it's supposed to call for a couple teaspoons. I'm an eyeballer.
I do it too.
So.
That's how my mom taught me to cook.
Certain things I don't, but this
If
stuff.
I'm baking, it needs to be a little bit more precise. Now, here's a question. How hot is the grill going to be? Because I am so bad. I know that olive oil has a lower smoke point.
Yes.
And so sometimes, like when you're cooking, if you're trying to cook on high heat or whatever, you need to go towards maybe something more like an avocado oil or something like that. Are we going to be okay with this?
Yes, we are, because this stuff takes about a minute to a minute and a half per side.
Okay.
So it's never going to be on there long enough
to
actually get to that point.
Okay.
But like if you're using a griddle type, olive oil is the worst thing to coat your griddles and stuff with, because it does have such a low flash point. And it will just make your food taste bad.
Yeah, we don't want that, because then it kind of negates all the good benefits of olive oil if you get it too hot.
Yes, it does. And it's literally just as simple as you just get it, and until you see the seasoning that you like, keep adding.
You got to let me smell that seasoning here. Smells pretty good. Citrus blend. Okay.
Yeah. I like it. I like citrus.
Oh, I do too. You know I love me some lime.
Yeah,
I don't know if they got lime in there, but I love me some lime.
It does. It's actually got orange, lemon, and a little bit of lime inside of it. So, like I said, I like seasoning my shrimp.
I think he just did a little bit of dance. Did y'all catch that? He just did a little bit of a...
More of a shimmy than a dance.
A little wiggle. A little wiggle.
Yep.
I caught it.
Yep. But then that's pretty much it with that, and then you just start assembling.
Do you let that just sit at all?
You can. The longer you let something sit, the more it's going to soak into there.
And you have to be careful with shrimp too. I
Yes.
mean, because especially if you're using like fresh citrus, because
Yeah.
it can actually start to actually
Yes.
cook it a little.
Because
bit.
I don't know 100%, but I want to say that when it comes to sushi, part of what they do is they put blends, like citrus blends on it to kind of make it so it's still raw fish, but it almost like cures it. I don't know all the science, so I could be wrong on that, so don't hate. But, yeah.
I know. I'm thinking like if I was trying this, I might just do a couple of fresh squeezes of some fresh citrus.
Well, see, what some people do too is when you get it off, you top it with the fresh.
Oh,
so.
yeah. All right, we'll be back and we'll stop talking a little bit and actually get doing some of the cooking.
Maybe.
Maybe. All right, let's see if we can actually get this grilling.
Yeah.
We like to talk.
Yeah, we do. Like to talk and eat.
Amen to that.
All about fellowship.
That's right.
All right, but it's literally just as simple as you go. Some of them, if you have a bigger shrimp, what it'll actually you can actually put the body of the shrimp, then the kielbasa, then you make a C out of it. These are a little bit smaller, so you really can't do that with these. But just kind of alternate. You want to have shrimp, kielbasa, then shrimp, and just do that. You put 3 or 4 on there, depending on how many times you want to do a skewer, and if you want to have multiple skewers when you're eating yourself, or
Who just eats one?
good question. Good question. I don't.
No.
I believe food is heaven. So
I do believe food is a gift from God.
yes, it
We
is.
just use responsibly.
Yep.
Yes.
And then some people, what they'll do too is instead of put it this way, they'll go and they'll put the kielbasa that way.
So they're getting a little bit of the sear on. Oh yeah.
And so you can do that. And then also, if you're going to do it that way, be mindful that you don't want it to be much wider than your shrimp. So obviously, if you're using jumbo shrimp, you do about an inch piece. If you're doing, medium-sized shrimp, you want to do 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. So, and you don't need to take measurement out.
Because you want it to all have those char marks.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Makes sense.
That's literally all that we're gonna do. I mean, just assemble them, and then once you get them all done, you put them on the grill and eat in about 3 minutes.
I almost wonder. I mean, you can grill peaches.
Mm-hmm.
I almost wonder what it would do if you actually took some wedges of citrus and added it in there.
I would say it'd be good, especially if you had.
Then squeeze it.
Yeah. You get that and it chars it. And I think whenever something gets charred, it changes the flavor profile.
Oh, gosh.
And so you get that, and then you have your piece of lemon or your lime. And then once you take your skewer and put it off, just get that piece and just squeeze it all over it. Yeah.
Glad I thought about it.
You did? You're amazing.
Thank you. You're not too bad yourself, Art.
Yeah.
All right, keep working.
All right, I'm going to keep working.
Oh, did I just keep adding stuff into this? I'm like, what if we did this?
Yep.
Well, Art has finally finished skewing up everything. That actually took a little bit of time.
It did. It's tedious. It's just, and especially with the shrimp, they're not, when you put the sauce on there, it just flies right through. But the shrimp,
Yeah.
you're going to have to
Gotta maneuver a
articulate
little bit. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like everything's good to go. You don't add any extra seasoning or anything
Nope.
before we go.
No. I mean, you can if you want. You can grab the same seasoning and put it over top of it again and just kind of let it go.
All right, well, have
All
at
right.
it there, Art. All right, so let's look at here. Oh, I see you've got some stuff. You're really planning on eating after this, aren't you?
I am.
If you remember last time, the recipe, it looks like he's made another big helping of it. You got a party going on later I don't know about?
Well, you might be staying.
Oh, I'm starting to hear the sizzle. And you said literally like a minute and a half on each
Yeah.
side.
Shrimp takes no time to heat. So
But you don't want this to be like fire to be coming out,
No.
right?
No, and you got to be careful too, because when we rub the shrimp and stuff in olive oil,
Uh-huh.
you want it not to flare up.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, it looks like we have one escaping us.
Yeah, we'll put them on there. Ooh, right there.
I was just gonna eat it, but okay. All right. Well, so we'll let that kind of sit there for a while. Again, let's talk about. I know we've talked about this a little bit recently, but in regards to the fall, leaves.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
say this a lot because we forget about it. Life gets busy, and
Yes.
we forget, and then before we realize it, there's a problem.
Yep, your gutters are all completely stopped up. You're overflowing. It's happened to me. Life gets
Yeah.
busy, and you You know, you think of yourself, I'm a real handy guy. I take care of, you know, I'm proactive with my stuff. But, you know, on this farm at least, like, there's a lot of stuff I got to get done.
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends that help me out and do stuff. You know, we do stuff, and it's just, life does happen. And so you just got to be pay good attention to it, because it can cause all kinds of issues. The reason that we have gutters is to drive it away from us, because if it comes straight off your roof, it goes straight down to your foundation, and now it can separate. Now you can have foundation cracks and everything else.
Yeah, and he mentioned this before as well. As we do head a little bit more indoors to cook, as things start to cool off a little bit, making sure that we don't let any of those fat, grease.
Do not put them down a drain.
It amazes me how many people will still just, without even a hesitation, pour straight bacon grease or anything down a drain.
Yep, the ones with garbage disposal are the ones with the worst, because they think, well, I can just put whatever I want in there, and they can't. All
right, well, we'll be back here in just a little bit. We'll let that cook, and we'll get to eating here pretty soon.
Yep.
All right, they are coming off the grill. Art, how are we looking?
They are the last one off.
Now, do you typically let these kind of rest for a little bit?
You can, or you can just kind of.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Dig in.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Right there.
Yeah, I do like that little char on there.
That little caramelization.
Yep.
Okay, well, give me lime.
I do not have any. I've got lime juice. It's out of a.
It's not the same.
No. That's why I didn't bring it out.
Yeah, not the same.
No.
Fresh is always better.
It is.
That's okay. That's okay. I'll have to just do it at home and try it there.
You just have to suffer through.
Yeah, I will somehow manage.
Yep.
Somehow. All right, I'm going to let it just sit just for a minute.
Okay.
But in the meantime, you all still, if anybody is tuned in and they've missed maybe a couple of the last episodes with some of the recipes, you have these on your social media.
Yes, all of our social media links, you know, they all go to it. Our YouTube has a lot of the videos and stuff, and we do post the recipes, kind of what's in them. I mean, most of I like, you know, the KISS method, keep it simple, stupid.
I was like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, keep it simple,
I
stupid.
had no idea where this conversation was switching. I was like, the KISS method?
Yeah.
I was like,
but, yeah, the simpler it is, the easier it is, and it's, you know, you can
keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, you can make something so good out of something so simple, and to me, that's what I love about it. It shows that you actually have, you have the ability to just turn something out of nothing.
Oh, it's the same reason I love that panzanella salad that Kate Horney with the Healthy Passion, you know, introduced me to. I mean, I cook it so much, and it's just cucumber, tomato. You make your own croutons, a little bit of basil, and you make your own dressing. It's so easy, and it is like, like I love it.
Yep.
I love it. So, all right. Well, we'll be back here in just a minute, and we'll get to eating.
All right.
We are almost out of time, but if by chance you're just tuning in, this is super easy. The KISS method, as I just learned. Keep it simple, stupid. Walk us through again, and I'm going to sample.
All right. All you do is you get your shrimp. You want them to be raw. You want them to be deveined. You go and just kind of put them in a bowl. Put some olive oil on it. Put whatever seasoning you like. Just rub it all in there and just add it all to however much you want on there. And then I don't put any stuff in my kielbasa, but some people do. And just put on a skewer and alternate. If you have the jumbo shrimp, it's best to put the kielbasa actually inside the sea of the shrimp itself. But if you don't, like these are smaller shrimp, so I just squished them and put them together. It's really that simple. Yeah, good. All right, I guess that's a good sign. We've done something right. So I love them.
That seasoning on the shrimp's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I love putting that seasoning on a lot of the stuff. It reminds me of the time I was in Miami, like just the freshness of all the the citrus and the other stuff, and it just kind of brings back some good memories. So
yeah. The shrimp's my favorite part, though.
Oh yeah, obviously. You just do that. Just the kielbasa in essence is just a binder, just to kind of make it go longer.
I know. I'm just sitting here kind of thinking, like, what else could I do?
Yeah. So, you know, some people they put that same seasoning on there if you're gonna do like a fish taco. So if you're gonna do some shrimp tacos, you want to chop that up there, and all kinds of the endless possibilities. It must be good.
Yeah. I'm trying not to be like.
Do your little happy dance. It's good.
All right. In the meantime, if people have questions for you about any of these recipes, any plumbing tips or anything like that, how can they get a hold of you?
Give us a call to office at 859-340-4509.
And we will see you next time.